Ratchet & Clank Going Commando is an explosive game. I think that's probably the best word to describe it. The weapons that you get, the upgrades that you get, and the enemies that you face create carnage. When we finished Ratchet & Clank, we had an opportunity to move right into the sequel. And I went around and started asking people, what do you think? Should we do it? The answer was yes. Let's go ahead and take advantage of the momentum that we've built with the first game.
We did this game in only a year, and that, I mean, in this day and age, and especially for a game as big as this, that's almost impossible. I'd say it is impossible if you're not coming off of a running start.
We had strong RPG elements, we had very strong action platformer gameplay, and we're bringing all of those elements to the new game, and then we're upping it.
I think what really made Ratchet & Clank popular was all these weapons. People just wanted to go and blow shit up, and we want to take that to the next level. With Ratchet & Clank 2, we want to say, okay, we're tripling, we're quadrupling your firepower. It's all about blowing 10 times as much shit up.
There's bigger weapons, there's bigger explosions, there's bigger adventures to go on, which is really going to help involve the player in gameplay and within the story itself.
Ratchet & Clank have just defeated Drek. They're hanging out at home, chilling, watching TV. They are transported suddenly into this giant ship where a guy named Mr. Fizzwidget asks them for their help.
I'm sorry to incapacitate you, but our entire galaxy is in a very precocious situation. I must humbly request your sustenance on a mission of dire urgitude.
He says, I want you to come to the Bogon Galaxy and retrieve this experiment. And in return, I'm going to make you a commando.
We try to push forward at all times. We try to think of something that we haven't done before that's really going to challenge all of us as a team. This definitely takes place in the Ratchet & Clank universe, but I think we've moved kind of to the outer fringes of that universe now. So we have everything from an alien swamp to like an outer space casino that's in orbit to giant bustling cities that are just really alive and teeming. Sometimes it can be frustrating as an artist to build these worlds that you think are really beautiful, but then know that all the player wants to do is blow them up.
What we wanted to convey is just the feeling of raw power that the player has at his fingertips. Ratchet has an arsenal of some of the coolest weapons I've ever seen.
This time we decided to do things that were a lot more graphical and, effects-based, energy weapons, electricity, lava, plasma.
We have the mini rocket gun. It's very similar to the Devastator, but much more powerful this time. Synthenoid is a small character who has a weapon for an arm. He'll fly like a little angel above your shoulder. There is a throwing star, which is your boomerang style. It bounces off walls, takes out enemies. It has a seeking advantage to it where it will actually find your enemy for you.
I've sometimes started over a weapon because people look at it and go, oh, that's good. Start over. That's not good enough. When you show a finished weapon and people look at it and go, whoa, you know you did your job good.
The changes from level to level as you progress in a new Ratchet are extraordinary. The enemies get much tougher, their attacks are stronger, and you as the player need to find ways to combat that.
We definitely wanted Ratchet to improve over the course of the game. So now his health increases. He actually gets experience from his enemies. His weapons improve based on which weapons he's using or how often he uses them. And he has the chance to evolve over the course of the entire game.
We've created an experience system whereby your own ability to do damage increases the more enemies you kill, and your weapons also gain experience and go through upgrades so that by the end of the game you're maybe 100 times more powerful than you were at the beginning.
One of the philosophies that we've adopted at Insomniac is to create a lot of replay in our games, and Maxi Games works perfectly with that philosophy.
Maxi Games are an evolution of the mini games. It's an opportunity for players to make money, to gain experience, and to play something fun.
I love the hover bike races, and the reason I love it is because of the sense of speed that you get.
Spherical worlds are these like small moonlets that Ratchet can travel around and jump on these jump pads and fly up to very high heights. And you get the sense of vertigo as you're like standing on this very tall structure looking down at the spherical world.
We have some sensitive stomachs at Insomniac, so we can always find those group of guys and show them a spherical world or show them some spherical challenge, and that will be our bar for nauseating effect. They were not vomiting, but they ended up, but there were some close calls.
Who are these people?
I ain't telling.
I see it's time to update my security forces.
Whoa, no, hey, no, look, I'm just here to fix the transflexor coil.
We're going back in the studio today to record some more dialogue for the new game.
This is where it all happens.
We should probably start with the Ratchet stuff.
Okay.
Cool. This one is a built-in thermal stabilizer, a humidifier, a low jack, the optional massage feature, caller ID, and a cup holder. Ah!
Yeah, is it more like...
I do not understand. This is bad. This is it, the prototype duplication room. I sound like Stephen Hawking now. The universe is expanding. How much for 2 girls? I'm sorry. Well, I'm off.
Clank doesn't use contractions.
Son of a... Well, I am off.
Ratchet & Clank Going Commando is not just a character action game. It's something that we can't even define at this point because we've added so many elements from other genres into this game.
We've taken a whole host of attributes of RPGs and brought them into the Ratchet universe. Ratchet gets much stronger. Ratchet has experience points. There is a whole range of weapons that Ratchet can use. There's really no end to it.
We really try to push it so that players get the satisfaction of blowing the crap out of the enemies.